What's going on YouTube? JT's Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about Batman Detective Comics number 1038. So this one was written by Mariko Tamaki, and the backup was written by another person, which we'll get to in a minute. But it continues off the events of the last one, where we had Sarah Worth and her father, Mr. Worth, going fucking crazy and pulling out a rocket launcher out his ass and blowing up the police station which Bruce Wayne was off, which, you know, conveniently, like, nobody else was there because, you know, rich and powerful guy owns a lot of the cops in there. And this guy can blow up a police station, even on camera, and within an hour, he's out of there. And again, you have Mayor Nakano here, who doesn't do a damn thing about it. And that's starting to kind of annoy me, because he's supposed to be this guy's like, I hate vigilantes, I hate all the things that the vigilantes do and all that. And meanwhile, he lets somebody like Mr. Worth just kind of go free because he's afraid of the guy. Like, come on, man, do your damn job. Like, this guy blew up a police station. He's on camera and he's out in minutes. He even threatens to kill somebody on, like, live TV, and, like, nothing happens to this guy. I mean, come on, man. That's kind of ridiculous. That's, like, my suspension of disbelief kind of hurt here from time to time here. But anyway, so we have Mr. Worth, who blames Bruce Wayne for the death of his daughter, Sarah. And we also have Lady Clayface there, who's one of the escaped patients from, you know, the A-Day thing at Arkham, who was one of the last people to see Sarah alive, who could prove, you know, Bruce Wayne's innocence since he wasn't there. And he also blames Batman for protecting him. He's also firing more rockets because apparently he has, like, an infinite amount of ammo that he just keeps carrying around. It's like Batman with all his gadgets. He just never seems to run out of them. So I thought that was kind of funny. So Huntress there, she's trying to help him out too. I like the fact that Huntress is teaming up with him. So he escapes, and then Mr. Worth ends up going to prison very briefly. Give me the footage where Hugh, and then we also have this other guy, Mr. Vile, who's the real person responsible for what happened to Sarah because of his whole parasitic thing. Worth was pretty much been released despite, you know, blowing up this whole entire police station. Yeah, there's footage of him blowing up the police station, and really nothing happens to this guy. Meanwhile, Bruce Wayne is on the run. Then Mr. Worth, you know, in front of all the press and that, you know what I think? He blew up a police station, and they let him go, which is ridiculous. Bruce Wayne is protected by Batman. They think they can take you for a ride. And you want to see Mr. Bat? You're both dead. Literally, this man threatens to kill somebody on live TV. He threatens to kill somebody, and nobody reprimands this guy. Like, I don't care that Bruce Wayne's supposed to be a fugitive, even though he was in the police station when it fucking blew up because nobody was there to kind of do a damn thing about it. Oh, but he's escaped it. Somebody blew up a police station. Mr. Worth is on video saying he's trying to kill him, blowing a rocket. Put two and two together. Arrest this man. Keep him in jail. But apparently he's just too powerful. Like, that to me is just kind of bullshit, because you have Nakano and his whole thing about, you know, that we got to do our jobs and prove we're better. You have video footage of him blowing up a police station, and you let him out. This guy can just walk into the mayor's office and just, you know, bully this guy around like he's nothing. And Nakano's a joke. Like, Nakano, like, you kind of lose all, like, respect for him kind of as a character. I get his stance on vigilantes, like, to an extent, but, like, this is just ridiculous. Like, he won't stop that. He won't stop this guy who blows up a police station, but, you know, he goes after vigilantes who he blames for everything. I mean, come on, give me a break already. So Penguin is there. He's also like, it's time he returns his call, which ties into the backup there. So Mr. Worth is there, and we have Mr. Vile, who is the person who's really responsible. He's got that whole virus thing in him, like looking like he's fucking Albert Wesker here. He kind of resembles Albert Wesker from Resident Evil, just a smidge, with his eyes in there. They kidnap Deb Donovan, and they basically work together to set a trap for Batman and Huntress, and it kind of ends on a bit of a cliffhanger where it gets kind of blown up, and you're left to kind of believe the whole fate here. So Mr. Vile has been kind of slowly coercing things to get rid of Batman, Huntress, Bruce Wayne, and all that. It's all kind of tied together with the whole, like, thing. I don't know how the hell he got his whole parasitic virus thing in the first place. He's already implanted himself kind of in the mayor's office. So this Mr. Vile guy, like, he's got some shady connections and shit going on with him. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Then in the backup story, it's all about Penguin, who's kind of fallen from grace as, like, one of the city's top crime lords. Even the Batgirls, Cass and Stephanie, don't really want anything to kind of do with him anymore. They just think it's kind of pathetic. And then you get to this point where a news reporter interviews Penguin at the Iceberg Lounge, and Penguin's ecstatic, like, yeah, I suppose I could do an interview. And this guy's a complete fucking moron, mind you. He's just like, yeah, remember when it was like to be the top? Remember when you failed? Like, what does it feel like to be a loser, Oswald? And then he, surprise, surprise, gets killed. I mean, what did you think was going to happen, you complete idiot? So we also have that. Penguin's just trying to regain some sense of, like, strength and hold over the city, because he's kind of falling. He's like, okay, I gotta work with this Mr. Worth guy, and let's take charge of things again. And that's kind of where it ends. Again, this was written by Megan Fitzmartin, and we have Carl Mostert as the artist here. So overall consensus, I am enjoying Detective Comics. I think this story arc's been, for the most part, pretty good. Sometimes my suspension of disbelief has just left me kind of scratching my head. I mean, this has been entertaining. I like the idea of, like, this villain who could kind of be like Batman in a way if he kind of lost his cool, because in some ways Batman does feel kind of sympathy for Mr. Worth after losing his daughter. Like, he can understand, like, losing a loved one. But at the same time, like, there's some, like, ridiculous things in this thing. Like, the fact that he's caught on camera blowing up a police station, and he threatens to kill somebody on live TV, like, that anybody can watch, and not a damn thing is done about this guy. He threatened to murder somebody. He's there on video. Like, you should charge him for that. Like, that you could throw his ass in there. He blew up a police station and he threatened to kill somebody. I don't care how much money and power, he should still be in somewhat jail. Like, there's still some non-corrupt police officers in Gotham City to throw this guy in jail. Nakano doesn't do a damn thing. He's kind of a useless character at this point. Like, in Detective Comics earlier, it just seemed like we were setting out to be really kind of meaningful, but he just kind of sits around, like, and just kind of just does nothing. That's kind of frustrating. I was kind of hoping to see him, like, take some more action, but he's just not. Like, nobody's doing anything about this Mr. Worth guy. I mean, the Joker, like, they still try to arrest him, like, despite him announcing things, but Mr. Worth, he just gets a free pass. I don't care how much fucking money you have. If you were caught on camera, you literally just announced to the world that you're going to kill somebody. You should be thrown away. It just, that to me is just kind of ridiculous. That kind of kills my suspension of disbelief. That being said, it's still a fun issue. The artwork is really, really good. Especially, I like the cover art, but, like, the artwork in here is still pretty solid. It's not Dan Mora, but it's still, you know, quite enjoyable. Even the backup stuff, the art's good. I like the backup stuff with the Penguin too, because it's kind of showing how Penguin's, you know, somewhat fallen from grace a bit, and how he's got to kind of get back into the swing of things. And it seems like he's going to be kind of working with Mr. Ruff. And I like the fact that these backups are really kind of closely tied together with the main story in Detective Comics. It's not like it's something completely off the rails different. It's all tied together. So I enjoy that aspect of it. And I have been enjoying Detective Comics quite a bit. It's been a solid couple of issues since Tamaki took over. And I'm, you know, excited to see where it goes from here. I'm actually genuinely surprised how much I've enjoyed it for the most part. Like, nothing really truly awful. But, like, I mean, I've enjoyed it more since Mr. Worth's kind of come in like a sense, like, he's been kind of exciting just how fucking crazy this guy is. But at the same time, like, some of the shit that happens here just kind of takes me out, like, oh, come on, give me a break. You mean to tell me nobody's going to do anything about this guy? He just, after all he did. But, oh, well, I guess we'll just kind of have to wait and see what happens here. So, yeah. All right, that's all I got to say about Batman Detective Comics number 1038. What did you think of it? Let me know what you thought in the comment section down below. Be sure to hit that bell for notifications, like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content. Be sure to come back tomorrow, as I got some more DC comic reviews coming up. That's all I got to say. As always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.